folks, my name is Kerry Gilbert, and we have special guest today, Mr. Hugh Banks, along with the first President of the United States, George Washington.
Old George.
Man, what a hairdo.
Would you have had yourself put on money looking like that?
Well, I would have got a different hairdresser if I knew I was going to be on money.
I bet his wife told him to get his hair did, and he didn't do it.
Actually, Hugh painted this portrait of George, and I think he did an excellent job, don't you?
Well, I wish they would use it on money and pay me per dollar bill.
That would be good.
Wouldn't that be good?
Or just a small percentage. But anyway, Hugh is a member of the band that I started years ago called the KGB, and which stands for the Kerry Gilbert Band.
We were big in Russia at one time.
At one time, yeah. I really like the KGB instead of the whole, would you stop it? I'm trying to talk. The KGB is a lot easier to spell, and it's a lot easier to pronounce. So I think it caught on pretty well. Anyway, Mr. Hugh Banks is a phenomenal guitar player, and he's an artist, just a wonderful person and a talented man. And I want to ask you about this hat that's staring me.
Oh.
Actually, the possum staring me in the eye over here.
I'm surprised you noticed this, Kerry.
Tell me about this
What do you
hat.
think? This is my possum hat. As you know, Kerry.
You're the king, baby.
Yeah, as you know, Kerry, the common marsupial does not receive the respect it deserves.
Most of them are dead.
Most of them, yes.
Roadside, but
and so I have proclaimed my head is a possum safe zone.
I think that's good, yeah. Why don't you just wear it?
Plus, I just think it looks good on me, to be perfectly honest.
It really makes you look really good.
Makes me look extinguished, don't it?
Extinguished. That's right. Yeah.
Well,
so you just.
If you like it, I'll wear it. I mean.
I think you should at least through the rest of the show.
But not into Walmart or anything.
Man, there's a lot worse out there, I promise you.
That's a fact. Well, Kerry, why don't you sing them something?
Well, I don't know. I guess I could.
I know you could. I've seen you do it.
Why don't we do that song that I wrote with Billy Lawson called "A Girl Like Me"?
A girl like you?
A girl like me. That's a scary thought, isn't it?
I don't even want to contemplate it.
Yeah.
All right, count it off.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for a girl who ain't superficial, never bounced a check, can really squeeze a nickel. I wouldn't be single, I wouldn't be free if I could find a girl like me. One with a job and a decent education, don't like drama and a lot of aggravation, would live on pizza and sweet iced tea if I could find a girl like me. If I could find a girl that won't try to change me, to take me the way I am, and we had everything in common, woo, what a woman, I'd marry that girl right now.
I'm gonna play
it, Julio. Get down, son. If I could find a girl that won't try to change me, to take me the way I am, and we had everything in common, woo, what a woman, I'd marry that girl right now. What time we ain't a hugging and a kissing, we'll be on that riverbank drinking and a fishing. I'd be an easy catch for my bride to be if I could find a girl like me. Yeah, we'd live on pizza and sweet iced tea. If I could find a girl, if I could find a girl, if I could find a girl like me. Except maybe smaller in the waist and cuter in the face. and less facial hair.
What'd you think of that last
Oh,
note?
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Less facial hair would definitely be,
Oh,
a,
that
plus.
would be a
I'm going to
plus,
say
yeah.
that very,
Yeah.
very sure. Yes.
Smaller in the waist would help my feelings.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. We're so glad to be here.
This studio audience is a powder keg,
Man,
Kerry.
they're just waiting to explode.
Yeah.
They
No doubt.
are. And now we had this next selection of requests come pouring in.
I got a request.
What's that?
What about a couple of verses of the old Johnny Cash classic, I Walk the Line?
Oh, that's a good one. That makes me cry.
All right, I'm going to start this with our first note. All right, let's.
Okay.
All right.
Let's start with the last note for a change.
We can't do that. You get disoriented. You ready?
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds, because you're mine.
I started it too high, Kerry.
I squawk and whine.
Wait a minute, I got to lower it. You can sing so low. Let's lower it way down. All right, you'll never hit this. Let's foul it up.
not.
Let's foul it up on TV. You ready?
Live.
We'll see if you can hit it.
I don't know. I find it very, very easy to be true.
That's low.
I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine.
That's low. That's real low.
I walk the line.
Kerry Gilbert, what do you think about
Thank
that?
you.
That's some
Thank
low.
you, music lovers. Thank you, music lovers.
That was low. I was ready to hit the note for you though, if you couldn't get it.
Well, I appreciate the support. I need it. Why don't Hugh Banks is one of the best. Let's remove George from the set. Let's play just a little bit of Alabama Jubilee as we go out of this segment. Yeah.
Can I take my hat off? Because I think it's going to fall off during this song.
Yeah, you get down on this one, that's for sure.
Well,
hey man,
I can't get down on it.
I think we got just enough time to do just a little bit of Alabama Jubilee. I think we're about running out of time. Thank you, folks.
Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, real people answer our phones. Serving North Alabama and Middle Tennessee.
I'm Mark Lowe, General Manager at University Chevrolet Buick and GMC. And to kick off the new year, bring in any trade-in and get $6,000 minimum towards the purchase of any select new vehicle. New 2015 Chevy Silverado double cab LTs are $10,000 off. New 2015 Chevy Malibu LSs are $6,000 off. Plus, get a 50-inch flat screen TV with the purchase of any select new vehicle.
become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
Welcome back, folks. I'm Kerry Gilbert along with Hugh Banks, and we are members of the KGB. And Hugh, I'd like to ask you, tell the folks, who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Well, some of you, if you're from around here, will remember there was a barber shop out on Woodward Avenue, and Al Lester was a great fiddle player around here and ran the barber shop with Rural Yarborough. And I went to Al to take my first guitar lesson, and I didn't even know whether I should play it this way, because I'm left-handed, and you are too, as you know, or this way. And he said, well, son, you're going to use both hands. What difference does it make? So I played it over this way, and it makes it easier to find guitars.
Yes.
Well, what happened after that, he taught me to play the Wildwood Flower, but I went to my granddaddy's house and I heard a record by a guy that was doing stuff like this. And I went back to Al and I said, what's going on with that sound I'm hearing on that record? And he said, well, son, that's Chet Atkins doing this thumb thing.
Oh, Chester.
And then I began to hear people like Merle Travis. And one thing led to another, and I figured out that the way I wanted to play was with that thing. What is this?
Well, that's a pig. That's what normal people use.
That's a pick?
Yeah. Oddball people use these thumb picks.
How?
You're a rare bird, man.
These may catch on someday, but I'm not taking a chance with it.
Well, you just go ahead with the thumb pick, but remember, Chet and Merle both are dead, so be careful.
It ain't looking good,
No,
is it?
it ain't.
Well, anyhow, that was what I
That's
liked.
pretty cool. The Merle Travis is amazing. You want to do the 9-pound hammer? Would you do
Yeah,
that
if you
for
want
us?
to. If you want
Okay.
to. What a great song. This 9-pound hammer is a little too heavy for my size, buddy, for my size. Said, roll on, buddy, oh, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels don't go? That was the general sound of how it goes.
Man, that sounds great. Yeah.
Well, tell what got you started in this thing, Kerry.
Well, as I said on the earlier segment, I rode around in my parents' car listening to the Oak Ridge Boys and the Statler Brothers on 8-track tapes.
Especially the bass part.
Yes, I was enamored with the bass parts. Of course, listening to my dad sing bass all my life. But I was just a natural bass singer. So the Oak Ridge Boys and the Statler Brothers were great influences, as well as Elvis Presley's bass singer, the lowest bass singer in the world, J.D. Sumner. He was one of my, I guess you could say, not idols, but mentors. And
you got to meet him once, didn't you?
I was fortunate to actually get to sing with J.D. on stage one night. I stood right beside him, and we both sang bass to How Great Thou Art. And that was really a thrill for me. And I had dinner with him on a couple occasions before he passed away. And I asked him, I said, the first time I actually met him, I said, I would like to ask some advice on singing bass. What can help me be a better bass singer? And this has been several years ago. I was much younger. And in his bass voice, he says, speak words. And I never will forget that. Just 2 words, speak words. Now, if you notice, if you'll ever hear a bass singer being interviewed or talking on TV, especially Southern gospel bass singers, they talk like this right here, you know. They just do that every day, all day long, and it's a norm for them. and they get a habit of speaking low and talking low and singing low. And so I can see what he meant by that. I don't do that myself. I would feel like an idiot, but I guess I won't be as low as J.D. Sumner. But I did get to spend some time with him about 3 different occasions, and it was a real treat for me.
Well, Kerry, is it true, the story that when you were born, that you cried in a very low octave, like, why?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember that.
Well, you
far
wouldn't
back.
remember. I guess you wouldn't. So.
Who told you that? You just
Oh,
wondered?
several people around the community.
Okay. I told Mother not to tell that.
She let the cat out of the bag.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always like to hear Elvis. Any vocal band was a great influence because I loved to sing harmonies. Sang in some trios and quartets in high school, and the Beach Boys were a big influence. I love their harmonies, and like I said, the Cathedral Quartet was a wonderful influence. Love to hear their Southern gospel music. Very good music. So anyway,
do you remember the first time you ever recorded a bass part in a studio here in town?
Yes, I do. Actually, I was asked to sing some bass vocals for Jimmy O of WQLT over in the Big River Broadcasting Studios in Florence. He was recording a gospel CD, an Elvis CD, and at Fame, by the way, over at Rick Hall's place on Avalon. And I got to do some bass background vocals. That was the first time I did that for someone else. I had done some bass vocals recordings with Mountain Breeze. We recorded a couple of different albums, but for someone else, yeah, singing bass, that was my first time. So, and I've done some jingle work for Buddy McGuire over here at Wishbone, and I do the narration for Timmy Horton Outdoors. This is his 3rd season, and he's got a really good educational fishing show that's on 3 major networks. It's on Pursuit, WFN, and NBC Sports. And let's see, I do a lot of commercials, like for the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. They're gearing up for this 3rd Tuesday deal. And I just like talking to folks, you know. I got a gift of gab from my dad. He was a preacher for over 40 years. So anyway, let's take them out on something, Hugh. I think we got a minute or so left. Let's take them out on another picking tune. What you got?
You want to do Old Joe Clark?
That'll be good, yeah.
Mark Lowe, General Manager at University Chevrolet Buick and GMC. And to kick off the new year, bring in any trade-in and get $6,000 minimum towards the purchase of any select new vehicle. New 2015 Chevy Silverado double cab LTs are $10,000 off. New 2015 Chevy Malibu LSs are $6,000 off. Plus, get a 50-inch flat screen TV with the purchase of any select new vehicle.
For so long, it's become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Real people answer our phones. Serving North Alabama and Middle Tennessee.
Welcome back to the Muscle Shoals Music Factory. I'm Kerry Gilbert along with Hugh Banks of the KGB, and we have really enjoyed being on the show this evening.
Yes, indeed.
And Hugh, you are a maker of instruments that are not very commonly found. They're odd. And I've never seen an instrument like this made out of actually a lavatory of a bathroom sink. So where's the P-trap?
Well,
Did you take it off?
I had it on there to start with, but it was poking me real bad.
In the gut. Okay,
yeah, I was developing serious internal injuries over it.
Yeah, now what do you call this?
Well, I call it the syncophone.
The syncophone.
And you know what, Kerry? It's great for streaming live music.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is you have to call a plumber to tune it.
Oh, yeah, that is bad. Could be costly, too.
But it actually works. It's got onboard EQ. And
you got a pickup in it for
and you
playing
can
live.
Plus, you can hook hot water and cold to it if you need to.
I really have been impressed. And it sounds really good, too. It's got a great sound to it.
Yeah, you have to plug it into a sound system, which we don't have in this particular setting, but it does actually play.
It does, yeah. Make sure you're in sync with everybody else.
Yes, you can sync it with all of your electrical devices.
Sync it up with everybody else.
Electronic devices.
Yeah, that's a neat instrument. What else do you have to show the folks?
Well,
Steve, do you mind bringing this other instrument
we've got
over here?
another somewhat off-the-wall creation over here.
Now this instrument is made out of gourds, actually.
Yes, it is.
And it is, you used to do auto body work, and you put a really nice paint job on this thing. How many coats of paint?
I think it's got 3 or 4.
Man, that's nice.
And the great thing about it, Kerry, because it's painted with automotive paint, you can run it through a car wash if you need to.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it.
You know, it looks like a Viking ship, actually.
It does. It looks like a Viking aircraft carrier. But it's made, you can see, this is one gourd, and another, and then a piece of another. And my good friend Jim Underwood made this neck for me, and then I put all the other stuff around it. But it's a dulcimer, and I call it the dulce gourd. Sounds almost bagpipe-ish.
It does. I was going to say, it sounds Scottish.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an unusual thing, and it actually looks like you might have shot something in the woods if you hold it this way.
It does.
Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Real people answer our phones. Serving North Alabama and Middle Tennessee.
Have you been living with pain for so long it's become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
I'm Mark Lowe, General Manager at University Chevrolet Buick and GMC. And to kick off the new year, bring in any trade-in and get $6,000 minimum towards the purchase of any select new vehicle. New 2015 Chevy Silverado double cab LTs are $10,000 off. New 2015 Chevy Malibu LSs are $6,000 off. Plus, get a 50-inch flat screen TV with the purchase of any select new vehicle.
Love is a burning thing. fiery ring, bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Man, it was a great show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I loved Jethro Bodine. He was my hero.
He was funny. He was great.
Why don't you sing him another one, Kerry?
Let's do. How about some Merle Haggard? Today I started loving you again. I'm right back where I really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartaches mend. Today I started loving you again. What a fool I was to think I could get by with only these few million tears I've cried. Should have known the worst was yet to come. Crying time for me had just begun. And today I started loving you again. I'm right back where I really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartache mend. And today I started loving you again. And today I started loving you again. Bye-bye, folks. Thanks for tuning in this week to the Muscle Shoals Music Factory. I'm Kerry Gilbert, and this has been Mr. Hugh Banks, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.